Dear students, today we are going to discuss about the management thought school of thoughts. In this management school of thoughts, we discussed about the classical theory, and in the classical theory, we talked about the classical management theory. We discussed in the classical management theory this scientific management approach, which was developed by the F.W. Taylor. The second approach is the administrative approach, which is developed by the Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol, in the scientific management, we try to determine the best way to perform a job. So those in the administrative management, they explore the possibilities of ideal way to put all jobs together and operate an organization. So thus the emphasis on administrative or general management theory is on finding the best way to run a business. So in this, the school of thought, it is called administrative or traditional principles of management, which was developed by the Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol developed a unified concept of management and broad administrative principles applicable to general and higher managerial level. He used the word administration for what we call management. Fayol focused on managerial levels and organization as a whole. His perspective extended beyond the shop level and the physical production processes, and it was micro in nature. So in this book, the book name of the book is French book. The name of the book was Industrial and General Management. He writes that all activities of business enterprises could be divided into 6 groups. What are these 6 groups? 1. Technical, 2nd commercial, 3rd financial, 4th accounting, 5th security, and 6th administrative. He focused on the managerial activity and propounded that fundamental functions of any manager consisting of planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating, and controlling. He emphasized that the process of management in the same at any level of an organization is common to all types of organizations. He also presented the 14 principles. These 14 principles are called Fayol's principles of management. These were number 1, division of labor. Division of labor is specialization in the nature of work, which is leads to division of labor. So this is results in efficiency in the use of labor. Second is authority and responsibility. These are directly related with the related because responsibility flows with the authority, and this authority is derived from the official position in the organization, and the personal factors such as intelligence, work attitude, personal traits, experience, and moral worth of the person holding this position. Third is discipline. Discipline is the respect for following laid down norms for achieving obedience, application, involvement, as well as outward mark of respect. Without discipline, no unit can function properly. So authority, discipline, and personality, it all goes to very closely. These all are closely related to each other. Next is unity of command. This means that employees should receive orders from one superior authority only, that is accountability to one authority only. So this authority is distributed among various levels in the hierarchy of position in the organization. Next is unity of direction. Activities in an enterprise must be organized to achieve set goals. Each group of activities with the same objective must have one authority and one plan. Next is subordination of individual to organizational interest. It is in the it is not the result in the malfunctioning of the organization, and it gave rise to conflicts. Remuneration is the next principle. In the remuneration, employee it work for the remuneration. Therefore, remuneration must be fair, and it is important to motivating factor. It is important for motivating factor also. Distribution of authority is the another principle. It talks about the extent of centralization and dispersion of authority in the organization. It all depends on the philosophy and perception of individual organizations. Scalar chain position in an organization follow a chain of superiors from the highest to the lowest rank. Authority flows from the chain. This chain should not be short circuited unless following it is detrimental to the organization. So such cases are not normal. Next is the order. Organizations of activities, material and person must be so arranged and related to make the organization structure act effective and efficient. So next is equity. Kindness and fair play should be the basis of management in dealing with subordinates. So it helps in commanding loyalty and devotion from the subordinates. Next is stability of tenure. Stability of tenure, it is the frequent change of persons affects an organization badly. So higher turnover of people constitutes both the cause and effect of bad management. So job security insecurity affects the morale of employees. Then this uh, initiative, it is the keenness with which employees think and carry out a plan. So curbing initiative demoralizes people and deprives from the job of job satisfaction. Aspirate decops is the another important principle of administrative thought. This fosters brotherhood about employees and forms a key factor in raising employees' stake in the growth of the organization. So this is the extension of principle of, we can say it is the extension of the unit principle of unity of command. So apart from the name which we have discussed, the 14 principles, the basic management principle for achieving good organization and dealing with the numerous facets of managing an organization, we laid down the tremendous emphasis on logic, rationality, and consistency. So Taylor worked from the bottom of the hierarchy upward, whereas Fayol worked from the apex downward with four management centered philosophy. But these are the various benefits of the administrative function, but there are certain limitations also. If we talk about the limitation of the administrative management, the limitation can be criticized. It can be, this thought is criticized on some grounds, and many of the principles of the schools included those of the Fayol are contradictory. These all are contradictory, and these are have dilemma. So these principles are no better than proverbs, then give opposite message. For example, the principle of unity of command contradicts with the unity of specialization or division of labor, and principle of limited span of control contradicts with the number of organizational levels should be kept at a minimum. Further, the principle of specialization is internally inconsistent. For purpose, process, and place are competing modes of specializations, and it is to secure the advantage of any one mode. The organizer must sacrifice the advantages of the other three modes. All modes cannot be followed simultaneously and while pursuing specialization. Secondly, these principles are based on a few case studies. They are not empirically tested. Thirdly, these principles are stated as unconditional and more conditional principles of management are needed. Next, fourth is these principle results for in the formation of mechanistic organization structures which are insensitive to employee social and physiological needs. So such a structure inhibited the employee self-actualization and accentuate their dependence on superiority. So this school does not consider sociology, biology, psychology, economics, etc. as relevant to be included within the purview. Further, these principles are based on the assumptions and organizations are closed system. So according in this, the school of thought employees tend to develop an organization towards their own departmental uh, departments rather than towards the whole organization. Lastly, we can say the rigid structure created by these principles do not work well under unstable conditions. This is all about the administrative management theory. That's all for today. Thank you so much.